Here's my audience. As someone who grew up in not a very differentiated cultural environment, it's kind of hard for me to choose a topic to really talk about for this essay speech thing. So I'm going to talk about pretty much the only cultural experience I've ever had, which was when my mom was dating a Christian man. My whole family is pagan, Wiccan specifically, and because of that, I never really had any experience with any different religion in my entire life. I mean, my dad was Christian for all intents and purposes, but we didn't ever talk about it, and I went to church once or twice, and that was it. But when her boyfriend came into the picture, his name was Kenny, I was greatly influenced by everything he had to teach me. He wanted to teach me as much as he could, which was really wonderful because I was very interested in the topic. I was really curious about what other belief systems might be out there, considering the fact that I never had any experience learning about anything else. And I was at a point in my life where I wanted to hear about different things. I was 14, 15, which is when people pretty much start questioning things. And it was pretty convenient that he was right there when I started questioning everything because he was someone who wanted to force everyone to be Christian anyway. And it kind of messed up my view of Christian people a little bit because he forced it down my throat so much that it just makes me look at Christian people like, well, you're just going to force it down my throat. And which isn't true because I know a lot of Christian people that are really wonderful and just want to be loved by God and be nice people and stuff, which is cool. But when he was teaching me about Christianity, it was a very manipulative situation. It wasn't so much him teaching me, it was more him telling me what was right and what was wrong, and what was wrong was what I had grown up with, apparently. Everything that I believed in and held true and felt like was right in my heart was going to send me to hell and made me a bad person and all of this other bullshit that isn't true because it's just not true. And although it was really interesting to learn about some of the different stories from the Bible and some of the different theories about the Bible and some of the different takes on Christianity, it just taught me that that wasn't what was supposed to be for me. It just taught me that I was more pagan than I even knew, which is really pretty nice because once you can actually find your way to a religion instead of just being born into one, it's a really wonderful thing. Like, most children grow up in their environment where they live, their parents are said religion, and they become that religion just because that's what they were always taught, and they never really question it. And so I feel like they never really get the full experience of having something to believe in, because once you get to the lowest point in your life and you find your way to your God or to your gods or to your goddesses, whatever the hell you believe in, it's this awesome experience that only a few people really get to experience because people don't really look beyond what they're taught. And I think that's kind of a bad thing. For example, I never really looked beyond what I was taught when I was younger. My family taught me about paganism and about Wicca, and it was really awesome and I loved it when I was little, but because I never learned anything different, it made me very ignorant when it came to other people. Like, when I started school, I didn't really have any idea what these kids were talking about and why certain kids weren't eating meat on certain days, and just a whole bunch of different things. I didn't have any idea what the hell anyone was doing and why they were doing the thing, and it made me confused. And I think that's a bad way to grow up. You gotta experience everything before you can finally decide something. You have to learn about other religions. You have to learn about other belief systems. You have to learn about everything before you can finally decide what you want to come to. Because if you don't broaden your horizons, you're never gonna see anything. You might find something really incredible that you never really thought existed. And if you're not broadening your horizons, you're never gonna find that. So in some ways I'm really happy that my mom's boyfriend came into the picture because of obvious reasons, like I got to meet some really awesome people because of him, but at the same time because he taught me who I really am through manipulation, which is a screwed up way to learn, but it's still a way to learn, and I'm really grateful for that. And even though it was fucked up in a lot of ways, he can never take that back from me. So that's pretty awesome. Here's my audience.